It's all right here in black and white. Documents KUAM News obtained from the Department of Administration by way of Freedom of Information Act. The documents showing $10,000 pay increases for Adelup staffers Gus Aflagui and Bob Lizama. On February 1st, according to these documents, Aflagui's pay increased from $45,000 a year to $55,000 a year, while Lizama's salary went from $65,000 to $75,000. And both men's salary increases backdated to their start date of January 7th. While it appears it walks like a raise and talks like a raise, according to Adelup Communications Director Janela Carrera, it's not a raise.
There was no increase.
A partial staffing pattern released by the Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration in January showed Lizama and Aflagui were both making $10,000 less, and now they're both making $10,000 more. But Carrera says it's not what it looks like.
It's not a pay increase. It's not an increment. It's not a salary increase. It's not a pay raise. It was a correction.
So even though the DOA documents clearly say in black and white it's a pay adjustment, Carrera says DOA got it twisted.
It wasn't an increase. It was a correction on the original salary amount that was offered to them.
Carrera, who's paid $75,000 as the communications director for Adelup, communicated to KUAM News that the wrong salary information for Lizama and Aflagui was sent to DOA.
In the private sector, in the public sector, things like this happen. You know, you put the incorrect salary, the employee discovers it and say, hey, my check is smaller than it should be.
Now remember, the FY 2019 budget law killed salary increments for rank-and-file GovGuam employees. So we asked Carrera what hard-working GovGuam employees will think of a $10,000 pay adjustment for political hires. A pay adjustment, or whatever you want to call it, or not call it.
I understand what it looks like, you know, from your perspective or the public's perspective.
How it looks from our perspective is that official documents don't say anything about an error or correction. The docs clearly say in black and white a $10,000 pay adjustment was given to Lizama and Aflagui, and that it was backdated a whole month, meaning on paper the men should have gotten paid retroactively at a higher rate.
Right, and I understand that that's what it's showing on the personnel action, but again, it was an error.
Lizama, a former mayor of Jigo, was a Lou and Josh campaign village leader. Now he's being paid a corrected salary of $75,000 a year to be a special assistant governor's liaison to the mayors. Carrera, meanwhile, was a little less clear about exactly what Aflagui does.
He works for the lieutenant governor, does a lot of work for him. So as far as individual, duties and all of that, I mean, I don't know that all off the top of my head.
Carrera went on to say two other Adelup staffers, Josephine Cepeda and Elaine Tahaji, will also get pay corrections of $5,000 each. Cepeda's pay will be corrected from $60,000 to $65,000, and Tahaji's $5,000 pay correction will see her salary go from $40,000 to $45,000. And Carrera adds the correct documents from DOA will be corrected.
We're going to be sending down whatever paperwork is necessary to reflect the correct actions.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Yes, thanks for asking.